Can the right diet really add years to your life? Science says yes, but the answer isn't just one size fits all. In this video, we'll compare 3 powerful approaches to eating: the Mediterranean diet, plant-based nutrition, and high-protein plans, through the lens of longevity. We'll break down the benefits, bust the myths, and help you figure out which one fits you best. First, let's talk about the Mediterranean diet. It's one of the most researched diets when it comes to healthy aging. It emphasizes vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, olive oil, seafood, and moderate wine intake. Scientific studies have linked this diet to a lower risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's. It's also associated with longer life expectancy, especially in older adults. But many believe it's just about eating pasta and wine, but the real benefits come from fresh produce, healthy fats, and minimal processed foods. What about sustainability? So, the Mediterranean diet is actually considered one of the most sustainable out there, and that's not just because the foods are available, but because, honestly, it's easy to enjoy and stick with for the long haul. It doesn't cut out entire food groups, which means you deal with fewer cravings and, yeah, you get a lot more flexibility. Now let's get into the plant-based diet. A well-planned plant-based diet really centers on vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. The Okinawan diet, which is pretty famous for its role in one of the world's so-called blue zones, is actually over 90% plant-based and packed with sweet potatoes, tofu, and greens. Science shows that plant-based diets can lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, improve cholesterol, and seriously cut the risk of chronic diseases that can shorten lifespan. But one big myth out there is that you just can't get enough protein on a plant-based diet. The truth is, legumes, tofu, tempeh, lentils, and quinoa are all loaded with protein. And honestly, most people easily meet their protein needs just by eating a good variety of these foods. When done right, plant-based eating can be highly sustainable. But be aware, it does require some planning to avoid deficiencies in vitamin B12, iron, and omega-3 fatty acids. Supplements or fortified foods may be needed, especially for folks following a vegan diet. Finally, the high-protein diet. High-protein diets are especially popular among people focused on building or preserving muscle. And that's important, because muscle mass is a key predictor of healthy aging. Research suggests that protein helps prevent age-related muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia, supports bone health, and may enhance weight management, all of which are linked to longevity. But here's where things go off track. Many people think more protein equals better health. Actually, studies show that the source of protein matters more than the amount. Diets high in red or processed meat can raise disease risk, while protein from fish, beans, and dairy shows benefits. What about sustainability? So this diet can be sustainable, but only when it's balanced. A purely high-protein, low-carb plan can actually be pretty tough to maintain, and it may increase long-term stress on the kidneys if you have pre-existing conditions. Also, some people struggle with fiber intake on high-protein diets if veggies are neglected. So which diet is best? Here's the truth. All 3 diets, when done correctly, can support a longer, healthier life. But they share 3 critical traits: an emphasis on whole, unprocessed foods, limited added sugars and refined carbs, and a foundation of diverse nutrients and anti-inflammatory ingredients. If you're looking for a lifestyle that's balanced and easy to follow, the Mediterranean diet might be your best starting point. If you're passionate about disease prevention and are open to learning how to plan meals thoughtfully, plant-based could be your path. And if muscle strength and metabolic health are top priorities, a high-protein approach, with clean, varied sources, might suit you best. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these diets fits best with your lifestyle? Have you tried one? Or are you thinking about making a change? Drop a comment below and let's chat. And if you're on a mission to live stronger, longer, and healthier, be sure to like this video and subscribe for weekly tips on health, fitness, and longevity. Your future self will thank you.